Are you trying to say we don't have a problem? Because I think everybody would agree. I have friends that are Muslims. They're great people, amazing people. And most Muslims, like most everything, I mean, these are fabulous people. But we certainly do have a problem. I mean, you have a problem throughout the world.
What's the problem?
Well, you have radicals that are doing things. I mean, it wasn't people from Sweden that blew up the World Trade Center, Jake.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gimme 5. It's back. So, I was on CNN's Reliable Sources on Sunday. That clip you just heard where Donald Trump talked about radical Muslims was on State of the Union, Jake Tapper's show, prior to Reliable Sources, and I think Fareed Zakaria was in between. Now watch this.
Do you not have a responsibility to call out this hatred?
Well, you know, we could be politically correct if you want, but certainly, are you trying to say we don't have a problem? Because I think everybody would agree. We certainly do have a problem. I mean, you have a problem throughout the world.
They edited out Donald Trump saying that the problem is radical Muslims. They edited out Jake Tapper saying, what's the problem? And he said radical Muslims. But on Reliable Sources, what you just saw, there was a clip they played on Reliable Sources. They never had Trump saying the problem is radical Muslims. They only had him saying Muslims. And here's more from what he said on State of the Union.
I get that, but to say we have a problem and it's called Muslims because there are some extremist Muslims is tarring all Muslims. You would agree that the vast...
No, I don't agree with that at all, but you have extremist Muslims that are in a class by themselves. I mean, it is a problem in this country, and it's a problem throughout the world.
So he specifically said extremist Muslims. And when Reliable Sources ran the clip of Trump, they edited it out. Now, I was on Reliable Sources, and lucky for everybody, I was able to point that out here.
Isn't there enough to criticize about the president without invoking his religion, however?
Who invoked his religion? Donald Trump did. Listen, when Hillary Clinton was asked about this in 2008, she said, of course he's a Christian. Of course, as far as I know. Now, doesn't that raise a whole bunch of doubt and leave it open-ended? Why isn't the media scrutinizing her and asking her now, because she's criticizing Trump?
Well, that you're saying it was 7 years ago when that happened.
Well, they should bring it up.
Trump is doing it this morning.
I understand that. Well, but he never said anything. What he said now is there's a... By the way, the cut that you cut off at the end where Trump said there's a problem all over the world, he said specifically to Jake Tapper with radical Muslims.
That's right.
Radical. And that wasn't portrayed in this cut, so that was not fair to Donald Trump. I'm not his defender, but I'm an expert in media bias. You didn't know that, huh? I am an expert in media bias. And that was media bias. I mean, plain and simple. And you want more? There's more.
What do you think it represents when polls show that a significant minority of Republicans, I think 43% according to one poll, say they don't believe that the president is Christian?
15% in your own CNN poll of Democrats think he's a Muslim. Almost a majority, about 48%, and in previous polls it was over a majority. When you combine think he's a Muslim or don't know, right now it's about 48% in your CNN poll. Are they all racists? Are they all fanatics? Are they all hate mongers? The president can be perceived and has been perceived as by many as being an Islamist sympathizer by his actions. Most of his Middle East policies favor the Muslim Brotherhood. His really rocky relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu.
Favor the Muslim Brotherhood?
Yeah, he was very upset when the Muslim Brotherhood got kicked out of Egypt. He tried to remedy that. He's gone to bat for them in every way. Look at the Middle East. The Middle East is a disaster. Look at Libya. Who's in charge in Libya? Who's in charge in Syria?
Some of those are debatable points.
But there's more.
Whether he sympathizes with Islamists is perhaps a debatable point.
Yeah, so I made a debatable point. Here's more. He used the prayer breakfast in February to bring up the Crusades right after Muslim terror attacks, as if to say, hey, these Muslim terror attacks aren't so bad. Look what the evil Christians did. He's a very strange, devout Christian by his actions and his policies, and I think that's fair to say. And it went on a little further. We'll have more on this hopefully tomorrow. But, hey, folks, I enjoyed the opportunity. I think Brian Stelter was very fair to me, and I hope to be back on CNN's Reliable Sources. And the reaction and the response I got, conservatives were applauding me, and liberals were calling me every name in the book. So I guess it worked. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.